Hi everyone, welcome back to DGMC, Diwane Galib, Meri Subani. To all our returning viewers, we are very happy you could join us again. And to the new viewers, we are delighted you discovered the podcast and decided to tune in for the first time. Now, if you were with me in the previous episode, you know that currently we are going through Ghazal 27 from Diwane Galib, Dard Minnat Kashe Dawana Hua. We've already covered 10 couplets. Today we are going to cover the last couplet of this ghazal, the 11th couplet. As always, I'm going to read the couplet first, and then we will get into the keywords, key concepts, and finally the DGMZ impression of the couplet. So, this is how it goes. कुछ तो पढ़िए कि लोग कहते हैं, कुछ तो पढ़िए कि लोग कहते हैं आज गालिब गजल सराहना हुआ. Let's do a quick approximate translation. First line, कुछ तो पढ़िए कि लोग कहते हैं. Please do recite something because people are talking or people are saying. Second line, आज गालिब गजल सरा ना हुआ. That today Galib did not recite ghazal or did not recite poetry. So that's a very quick approximate translation. It's a fairly straight couplet, nothing very complicated about it in terms of words. Let's nevertheless pick up the two keywords in this couplet. Number one, padhiye. Padhiye is a very common word. We use it in our common vocabulary. What it translates to is read something. The extended meaning can also include learn something or repeat something, recite something. इस पर मीर तकी मीर का ये शेर, बातें हमारी याद रहें फिर बातें ऐसी ना सुनिएगा. बातें हमारी याद रहें फिर बातें ऐसी ना सुनिएगा. पढ़ते किसी को सुनिएगा तो देर तलक सर धुनिएगा. Beautiful couplet. Such a typical Mir couplet, right? What it translates to is that remember my words because you will never ever hear such words again. And if you were to hear someone repeat these words again, then for a long time you will remain baffled, right? You will struggle to understand the entirety of the meaning of these words. Beautiful couplet. अखिलेश तिवारी का ये शेर, हंसना रोना पाना खोना मरना जीना पानी पर. हंसना रोना पाना खोना मरना जीना पानी पर. पढ़िए तो क्या क्या लिखा है दरिया की पेशानी पर. So the approximate translation is laughing, crying, gaining, losing, dying, living. On the water, read what all is written on the forehead of this river. So that takes care of Padhiye. Moving on to Ghazal Sara, which is the centerpiece of the couplet. Ghazal, as we all know, Ghazal is a Urdu poetry form, and Sara is someone who is reciting, who is singing, who is reading something. So Ghazal Sara would be by extension someone who recites ghazals. इस पर सुरूर जहानाबादी का ये शेर, ना गजल सरा वो कोई रहे ना वो कुमरियों की सदा रही. Beautiful couplet. The approximate translation is, neither have those ghazal reciting shires remained, nor have those turtle doves remained who used to sing and trill. So the melody of the world is lost. Neither do you find those poets who used to sing ghazals, neither do you find those turtle doves or ring doves who used to trill and sing. Alright, so that takes care of the keywords Padiye and Ghazal Sara. Let's get into our couplet. First line, कुछ तो पढ़िए कि लोग कहते हैं. Like we said, the approximate translation is, please do recite something, do read something, because people are saying, or by extension, people are asking. As we said a few minutes back, this is the last couplet of this fantastic ghazal. The final bait or couplet, more famously known as the Makta of the ghazal. Ghalib by now has already gone through 10 couplets in this ghazal, and then in this 11th last couplet or the Makta of the ghazal, he brings up an interesting scenario. A scenario where he's urging himself to recite something, to read something, since people are requesting for it, people are pushing for it. Kuch is such an interesting word in this line. It translates to something, anything, and it seems that this word applies both to Ghalib and the audience or the public that is referred to in the couplet, in the first line of the couplet. Now, Kuch with reference to Ghalib gives us this fleeting glimpse of a nonchalant yet unshakable confidence of a maestro like Ghalib. Anything and everything this poet would decide to recite, with or without preparation, would send the so-called log or public or audience in a frenzy. Now let's understand Kuch with reference to the public. At the public's end, again, the public is requesting for anything, for something from a poet like Ghalib. The audience is requesting Ghalib to recite something, read anything. Such is the thirst, such is the hunger that the public or the audience has for what Ghalib offers to them via his poetry and shairi. Now this confidence, this pride, this reputation of the shair or poet of Ghalib's caliber is not easy to achieve. This reputation cannot come only from the shair's talent to write great poetry, but it also needs the shair's ability to deliver, by extension, recite great poetry. If writing ghazals is a specialized art form, then the recitation and verbal delivery of it, scratch. If writing ghazals is a specialized art form, then the recitation and reading of ghazals is the super specialization which a shair needs to master. A ghazal is as good as you recite or deliver it. This art form of shairi primarily and almost exclusively was shared by the audience, The art form of shairi back in Ghalib's time was primarily and almost exclusively shared by the poet or shair with his audience verbally, by recitation. Simply put, ghazals were crafted to be recited. Ghazals were crafted to be recited. मीर तकी मीर का ये शेर, बुलबुल गजल सराई आगे हमारे मत कर. बुलबुल गजल सराई आगे हमारे मत कर, सब हमसे सीखते हैं अंदाज गुफ्तगू का. Beautiful couplet, right? The approximate translation is, and it is addressed. Bulbul is the cuckoo bird, famous for their singing. So the poet is addressing the cuckoo bird, right? Bulbul, do not try singing ghazals in front of me. Remember, I am the teacher to everyone in the art of recitation, in the art of vocalizing, in the art of reading and speaking. Beautiful couplet. मीर तकी मीर का ही एक और शेर. सारे आलम पर हूं मैं छाया हुआ, सारे आलम पर हूं मैं छाया हुआ, मुस्तनद है मेरा फरमाया हुआ. So the approximate translation is, I am the one who is famous far and wide, all over. I am the one. Whatever I say, whatever I recite, whatever I read is the authoritative truth, is the certified truth, right? The confidence of the poet, of Ghalib, or for that matter, Mir's caliber. जोश मलसियानी का ये शेर, और होते हैं जो महफिल में खामोश आते हैं, और होते हैं जो महफिल में खामोश आते हैं, आंधियां आती हैं जब हजरत जोश आते हैं. Beautiful couplet. Approximate translation is, those are different people who, when they enter a gathering, come in silence, stay in silence, leave in silence. But storms, thunderstorms occur when Sir Josh arrives in a gathering, and the poet is referring to himself. So this is not a poet who will come into a gathering quietly, sit quietly and leave quietly. When this poet enters a gathering or arrives at a gathering, there is a thunderstorm they bring with them. And then this last one from Bekhud Dehelvi. मेरा हर शेर है एक राज़े हकीकत बेखुद, मेरा हर शेर है एक राज़े हकीकत बेखुद, मैं हूं उर्दू का नजीरी, मुझे तू क्या समझता, मुझे तू क्या समझा. I'm sorry. The approximate translation is, every couplet of mine is a secret to the ultimate reality Bekhud. And the poet is referring to himself. I am the official authority in Urdu language. What do you think? What do you think I am? I am the official authority in Urdu language. All these couplets from very accomplished, famous poets, just showing their grasp, their authority over the language, over the poetry form of ghazal, and more importantly, the delivery of it, the recitation of it. This was not an art form that was restricted to writing. Though it is poetry, it was not an art form that was primarily written. Like we said, ghazals were crafted, ghazals were written to be recited. The whole tradition of ghazal recitation is very unique and important to our couplet today. Now, Ghalib, right? Ghalib overshadowed his contemporaries in terms of caliber with reference to a special type of poetry theme. Now, this theme was focused on, number one, eternal conflict between what the mind dictates and what the heart desires. Number two, that elusive common thread that tied divinity and desire together. And number three, the metaphorical complexities of intoxication, be it intoxication of wine, be it intoxication of love, be it intoxication of pain and loss. These themes of poetry, these elusive, extraordinary, less written and discussed, right, themes of poetry gave Ghalib an exclusivity, setting him apart from other poets. मिर्जा गालिब का ये शेर, आते हैं गैब से ये मजा मी ख्याल में, गालिब सरीरे खामा नवाए सरोश है. The approximate translation is, these themes, these thoughts, these words that come into my mind come to me from a unknown, hidden, unseen world, unseen universe. Believe me when I tell you, the scratching of the pen of Ghalib is the voice of angels. Such surreal, ethereal inspiration behind what Ghalib writes. Very, very beautiful couplet. Ghalib का ही एक और couplet. आग ही दामे शुनीदन जिस कदर चाहे बिछाए, मुद्दा अनका है अपने आलमे तकरीर का. The approximate translation is that knowledge, wisdom, awareness, they can cast their nets far and wide. But I read, I write, I recite like that elusive bird Anka, which no one can ever catch, no one can ever see. Right? So that elusivity, which was part of Ghalib's poetry, was very characteristic of him. Not every shair, not every poet had that in their poetry. When Ghalib's verses were recited, they had a rhythm, they had a tone, and then they had a delivery that had an impact on the audience, making Ghalib's poetry exceptionally powerful. So that takes care of the first line, कुछ तो पढ़िए कि लोग कहते हैं. The public is asking, the public is pleading Ghalib, the maestro, to read something, anything, to recite something, anything. Moving on to the next line. आज Ghalib गजल सराहना हुआ. Today Ghalib is not reciting. Today Ghalib is not reading his ghazals. Ghalib has not read today. Ghalib has not recited today. Now, so many clues hidden in this simple second line crafted by Ghalib. In DGMC's humble opinion, we could come up with two key concepts in this second line. The first concept was around the huge responsibility a shair of Ghalib's caliber shouldered. The second concept was around the huge expectation the public had from a shair of Ghalib's caliber. So let's start with the first concept, responsibility that a shair of Ghalib's caliber shouldered. The word aaj holds the clue to the frequency of shairi from the shair, like Ghalib. Seems like almost a daily occurrence, and if not daily, at least a very predictable, regular occurrence that the audience were used to and expected. Renowned, unapologetic shair like Ghalib carried with him a great responsibility in addition to the great talent he had. This responsibility was of giving voice to the emotions and feelings of his audience. अख्तार सैयद खां का ये शेर, लफ्जों को ज़बां मिल रही है, शायद अख्तर गजल सरा है. The approximate translation is, words are receiving a voice. It seems that Akhtar, and the poet is referring to himself, has started reciting his poetry. मुनफरीद गोरखपुरी का ये शेर, हूं कहीं गुल कहीं सबा हूं मैं, इस चमन का गजल सरा हूं मैं. The approximate translation is, there are places where I am the rose, there are places where I am the breeze of this garden. I am the ghazal sara, I am the person who recites poetry for this garden. सदा अम्बालवी का ये शेर, गाजी बड़ा है कोई ना छोटा गजल सरा, अपनी जगह पे तेग है अपनी जगह कलम. The approximate translation is, no swordsman is bigger, no ghazal writer is smaller. The might of the sword is in its own league, and the might of the pen is in its own league. Shayars like Ghalib were the living epitome of the famous phrase, pen is mightier than the sword. Maestros like Ghalib did not just make words flow, they let loose in their words a sea of emotion, understanding, and wisdom, which was based on their own personal experiences, understanding, and wisdom. कलीम आजिज का ये शेर, मेरी शायरी में न रक्से जाम न मैं की रंग फिशानियां. मेरी शायरी में न रक्से जाम न मैं की रंग फिशानियां, वही दुख भरों की हिकायतें, वही दिल जलों की कहानियां. Beautiful couplet, right? The approximate translation is, in my poetry, shairi, right? In my ghazals, in my poetry, you will not see descriptions of dancing glasses of wine or the colors and color scattering in the wine liquid. What my shairi is, stories, tales, narrations of the downtrodden, of the sorrowful. And again, my shairi has stories of people who are heartbroken. So that is what my poetry is dedicated to grief, to pain, to loss, to sorrow, not to intoxicated dances of wine in goblets. अहमद फराज का ये शेर, वरना अब तलक यूं था, वरना अब तलक यूं था ख्वाहिशों की बारिश में, या तो टूट कर रोया या गजल सराई की. Beautiful couplet. The approximate translation is, so far this has been the routine, that whenever there has been torrential rain of desires and wishes of scratch, अहमद फराज का ये शेर, वरना अब तलक यूं था ख्वाहिशों की बारिश में, या तो टूट कर रोया या गजल सराई की. The approximate translation is, so far this has been the pattern, that whenever there has been a rain, there has been a downpour of wishes and desires on me, I have either broken down and wept, or I have written poetry. So that was the first concept of this second line, the huge responsibility a great shayer shoulders. Now let's move on to the second concept, which is the huge expectation that the public has or the audience has from such a shayer. Shayars like Ghalib were not only fluent in the language of Urdu, or for that matter Persian, but also in the language of love and pain. In fact, these poets alchemized and transformed their own pain and loss into poetry, and the public connected to this alchemized poetry with their hearts, from their hearts. फरीक बुखारी का ये शेर, कातिल को दुआएं दो कि फरीक हर जख्मे वफा गजल सरा है. The approximate translation is Fareeq, and the poet is referring to himself. Bless your murderer, bless the one who executed you, because each and every wound that they inflicted on you, each and every wound that you had to bear out of your sheer loyalty to them, has now transformed into a source of ghazal sarai, has transformed into a ghazal. The wounds are reciting poetry. The wounds are creating poetry. Beautiful. अहमद फराज का ये शेर, इस वक्त भी तुम गजल सरा हो जब जुल्म की हर घड़ी कड़ी है. The approximate translation is, you are still reciting ghazals and poetry when the tyranny, cruelty, the oppression is the worst. In every moment, you still are reciting poetry. And then Mirza Ghalib का ये शेर, लिखते रहे जुनू की हिकायत खूं चका, हर चंद इसमें हाथ हमारे कलम हुए. Approximate translation is, I kept on writing tales of intoxication, madness. Though these tales were dripping blood, I kept on writing bleeding tales of madness. I did not stop, even though while doing this, my hands kept getting severed again and again. My hands kept getting cut again and again. But I did not stop writing my poetry. It was drenched with blood of loss and grief and pain. But I did not stop. आज गालिब गजल सराहना हुआ. It captures the huge expectation of the public beautifully. But more importantly, it captures the huge disappointment of the public if this expectation is not met. The public expected shayars like Ghalib to give voice to their pain, their loss, their emotions. उबैदुल्ला अलीम का ये शेर, पहचान लो हमें कि तुम्हारी सदा हैं हम, पहचान लो हमें कि तुम्हारी सदा हैं हम, सुन लो कि फिर ना आएंगे हमसे गजल सरा. The approximate translation is, recognize us, know us, identify us. We are your voice. And by that the poet is referring to the audience. Recognize me. I am not reciting my poetry. Recognize me. I am your voice. I am your voice. Hear me, because I tell you, never again will you ever hear a ghazal reciter like me. You will never hear a poet recite ghazals like me. Such poetry gave the public an outlet, an understanding, and most importantly, an inspiration to navigate through multitude of trials and tribulations. Each shire had their unique style of giving voice to feelings and emotions, and Ghalib topped that list. As DGMZ viewers, we are well aware of that fact. The way Ghalib wrote about love, loss, and pain, no one ever did, and no one ever will. सकीब लखनवी का ये शेर, ढूंढेंगी बाद मेरे मुझको चराग लेकर वो महफिलें की जिनमें सकीब गजल सरा था. The approximate translation is, they will take a lamp and go far and wide searching for me. Those gatherings where Saqib, that is, the poet is referring to himself, where Saqib used to recite his ghazals, where Saqib used to recite his poetry. Those gatherings will search far and wide once Saqib is gone, with a lamp in their hand to find him. Now, that is those two concepts, right? In the second line, the big responsibility on the shoulders of the shire to recite poetry, and the big expectation from the public, from the poet or shire to recite poetry, and the disappointment if this expectation was not met. Because like Ubaidullah Alim's beautiful couplet, right? Pehchan lo hame ki tumhari sada hai. Because when these poets used to recite their ghazals, they were giving voice to the feeling of the audience, the emotions of the audience. Now, that takes care of our impression of the second line. But during a research for this couplet, we did come across a story that some of the authorities on Ghalib have quoted as being connected to this couplet. Basis that story, this Makta or last couplet was part of a ghazal crafted by Ghalib which was out of the usual ghazal pattern. This ghazal did not follow the rules, the guidelines of a typical ghazal. And when requested again and again to recite something at the great Mushaira at Red Fort, Ghalib decided to recite this non-conformant out-of-pattern ghazal. This maqta, or the last couplet, was probably crafted on spot by Ghalib to capture the fact that it was due to incessant demand of the public, who was ready to listen to anything, something from Ghalib, that Ghalib decided to recite an out-of-pattern ghazal, a ghazal that did not comply to the guidelines of writing a typical ghazal. Ghalib narrated this non-conformant ghazal at that great Mushaira at Red Fort and added this last couplet probably on the spot to capture the reason why. Otherwise, probably Ghalib was saying, no, I do not have anything to recite at this Mushaira today. Right? I have not come prepared with a nicely crafted ghazal that complies to all the requirements of the art form of ghazal. But the public did not give up. They said, kuch to, anything, something, kuch bhi bol do. And Ghalib decided to narrate this ghazal. So that's the little story behind it, which we came across during our research. Now, that takes care of the last couplet of this ghazal. कुछ तो पढ़िए कि लोग कहते हैं आज गालिब ghazal sara na hua. Now, like we said, this huge responsibility of poets and shayars of Ghalib's caliber was a very heavy responsibility. Shayars took it very seriously. They poured their sweat, blood and tears into their poetry to give a voice to the unsaid emotions and feelings of their audience. Now, we came across a beautiful short ghazal which we think will be a very nice end to today's episode. So, allow us to narrate this ghazal for you. The title of the ghazal is Ye Sitam ki Mehfile Naaz hai Kaleem, Isko aur Sajaye ja. The shayer is Kaleem Ajiz. Ye Sitam ki Mehfile Naaz hai Kaleem, Isko aur सजाए जा. वो दिखाए रक्स सितम गरी, तू गजल का साज बजाए जा. जो अकड़ के शान से जाए है, प्यार से ये बताए जा कि बुलंदियों की है आरज़ू, तो दिलों में पहले समाए जा. वो जो जख्म दे सो कबूल है, तेरे वास्ते वही फूल है. यही अहले दिल का उसूल है, वो रुलाए जाए तू गाए जा. तेरा सीधा सा वो बयां है, तेरी टूटी फूटी ज़बां है. तेरे पास हैं यही ठेकरे, तू महल इन्हीं से बनाए जा. वो जफा शियार ओ सितम अदा, तू सुखन तराज ओ गजल सरा. वो तमाम कांटे उगाएंगे, तू तमाम फूल खिलाए जा. कोई लाख जोरा जबी है, जिसे चाहें हम वो हंसी हैं. कलीम उस सरापा गुरूर को जरा आईना तो दिखाए जा. ये सितम की महफिल नाज है कलीम, इसको और सजाए जा. वो दिखाएं रक्स सितमगरी, तू गजल का साज बजाए जा. We hope you enjoyed that ghazal. What a beautiful ghazal, captures most of the high critical points that we covered in our impression today. Now, as always, for the new viewers, a very strong recommendation to access the episode titled Introduction to DGMC, because it will give you a good insight into the inspiration and motivation behind this podcast. For our regular viewers, we always encourage you to visit the homepage. We keep updating our playlist there. Playlists are segregated by topics, ghazals, themes. Surf through them, pick an episode that interests you. Now, as always, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode by sending a lot of love and light to all you dear viewers, and thanks for watching.